Now can I declare multiple variables within the for loop? Let's just check up. So I declare a variable I. Let me check up with another variable, say j. I put on a check, and then let me put down statements here itself. I'll be printing I, comma, I'll be printing j. So I've declared two variables instead of one. I put on a check on I, and I'm printing both I and j. And let me just put down the values too. So let's see what the output is here. So I just missed out on the operator. So as you can see, the check I less than 10 is what governs the loop. So as soon as the I turns to I equal to 10, the loop breaks. But the interesting part is that you could use multiple statements in the third part. So you could use more than one statement to print things from within the for loop. And I can use more than a variable to be initialized as a part of the for loop. But there's a small check to this. Suppose I say these are of different data types. So this doesn't allow me to do this. So it says delete this token because both variables that you declare within the for loop have to have the same data type. So this is a thing that you need to know. You can't have different variable declarations inside the for loop. And then with the check, in case I need a check for j also, I can't put down comma this, but surely I can do is I can have an AND. So I can say if I is less than 10 and j is less than, say, 5. So till that time this loop should run. Now since j has a smaller value, so this will be the governing factor for the loop, and the loop will close as soon as j reaches 5. So no more output after j goes to 5. So we've seen how statements coming within the for, you can have any type of statement as a part of the for third part, any statement as a part of for in the first part. The only condition that applies to this is that this should return a Boolean value. So you could move off with any part. I could remove this. I could even remove a check. I could make this as a part of the for loop rather than. So you could leave any statement. Since now these are not part of for, I'll have to use a semicolon and then brackets too. Now why I needed this bracket here is if you have more than one statement as a part of for, then you need these curly braces to tell that this is the range of the for. In case you have just a single statement as part of for, you don't need these braces. You can simply just put this statement next to the for. So in case we have more than a statement, use these braces so that the code becomes cleaner and also it follows the guidelines for the loop. Now if you don't write anything within the for, still you need to write the semicolons for each part. I can't do away with a single semicolon. I'll have to write both the semicolons. Now this is a for loop which has no initialization, no check, no incrementation. Something is declared before this. No check means obviously this is true, and everything that we need on the incrementation part is done within the for loop. So this is again an infinite loop, and we'll have to just abort this. Right. So this is another aspect in case you need a infinite for loop and you don't have any variable to track on that, just leave this blank. So this is how you could use a for loop to iterate through various values of any variable or through an array, or wherever you need such an iteration you can use a for loop. So it gives you multiple options where you can have some variable declarations, some checks, some increment decrement operations that you need to do, and something that you want to do for every iteration of the loop. So this is all we have for a for loop. Next we'll see how you write multiple for loops, that is a for loop within another for loop.